Hey guys!
Hi guys! Welcome
Welcome
back
back
to Tea Talk
to Talks with Meosha.
and
And
Irina
yeah, you're in the building, girl. You're in the building.
in the building. We're mixing it up a little.
That's right. That's right.
How are you, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm digging the do.
Thanks. Something different, mixing it up a bit, trying to
Yeah,
follow
yeah,
that
yeah.
theme.
Me likey.
Thanks. That means a lot.
I said it's kind of trendy.
Think so. Cool.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Makes me wonder how you sleep on it.
I'm like this.
I love it.
It's terrible.
Is it lots of tiny pillows in between?
I wish I could sleep. I didn't go to sleep till like 7 a.m. this morning with this freaking hairdo.
The things we do as girls,
Isn't that crazy?
right? Well,
Yeah.
some of us anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of trending, how about we talk about politics? Well, not necessarily politics, but how politics affect interpersonal relationships,
Yeah.
friendships, and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah. It definitely affects it.
I mean,
I like it.
Miosha and I talk about it, and we notice in our own personal experiences how crazy you can get. Especially, I feel like this year has been the most remarkable in that respect. And I am the most apolitical person you'll meet. And even I was affected by how the politics affected my personal relationships. So I thought it would be a good subject to kind of delve into and hopefully help somebody else see that let's not go there unnecessarily, because it's not an end all be all for how it affects us on a personal level. I feel like it shouldn't have to, but it does, right?
Yes. It really does.
And everybody says, verbally, everybody can agree. Yeah, we shouldn't have to, whatever we disagree about politically shouldn't have to affect us on a personal level. But in reality, I think you have to have a lot of wherewithal about your own reactions to things in order to maintain that neutral ability, in order to continue a friendship with someone based on what their beliefs are if they're vastly different from yours. I mean, there's a reason why people say do not talk about politics or religion, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I can see why.
Yeah, it's always an argument or someone, God forbid it's the person that, you don't agree with. It's like a war. It's really, I try to avoid it myself too. But sometimes, you'll bring up to something you feel and think that, again, this is a free country. We have every right to feel however we feel, whether it's
Yeah.
Democrat or Republican or independent or whatever. But it's like as soon as you say something that someone's against or someone has a strong feelings about, it just gets so, people get really emotional. And I'm just like, whoa, are you running for president? Like relax. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy.
That's true. Well, I feel like, okay, my personal feeling about this is I try not to go there. Like, I try not to introduce those two subjects in my circle of friends. But I guess sometimes it just kind of enters the world somehow.
Unavoidable, right?
Yeah. But I'm saying if you're going to go there, then let's agree that either we're going to discuss it and respect each other's opinions.
Right.
Or let's not talk about it, because somebody is bound to get upset. And it isn't anything personal, but we tend to do it on a personal level anyway.
Why do you think why do you think we take it so personal?
Well, I think it's because as friends, we're used to being on the same page about a lot of things, and we're used to agreeing on subjects. You know, that's you. Why are you friends? Because you have a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
But politics, I mean, and a lot of times it's religion too, because you tend to maybe grow up with people and you share similar background or whatnot, right? When you have especially when you have grown up together, you feel like you were so similar that some people are surprised when they find out that you are of a different political view than they are. And all of a sudden that becomes a point of no return, like, oh my gosh, I don't even know you anymore.
So crazy though.
That's how it feels.
And it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't be afraid to say something. But sometimes I am, because I just never know what the other person's reaction is going to be.
I know that I learned it the hard way, because I had no idea the backlash I would receive just by posting my own opinion about something. So to me, it came as a shocking surprise, but that's probably because I never actually chose to involve myself in such a way or express an opinion before. So that was a new territory for me, for sure. But girl, let me tell you something. I learned my lesson real quick. Because, and this is why I don't go there, because I understand that we all have our difference of opinion in that department. And I don't necessarily, I am not ready to lose friends over it. I know some people say, you know, there's politics and then there's certain things that are humanity related. It's not even political. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is we all have humanity in us. It is just displayed differently, and we have different faces of humanity, if you will. So when somebody says that, I don't think they give full attention to a person as a whole, right? Because we shouldn't put people in category based on what, you know, their certain beliefs are in the political view. And the reason I say that is because I believe, and that's just my belief, let's just be clear about that politics are such a vicious game, and that there's so much convolution going on in it. I don't see it as a clear-cut point of view that expresses something so well that everybody can be on the same page. There's always opposing and pro views about any subject. Wouldn't you agree?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's why there's debates, and, you know, if you look up the word debate, that means you are not agreeing on things. So politics is definitely a game of disagreement. If you are willing to play that, then you can kind of like get into this boxing ring and hash it out, and somebody will bleed.
Yeah, but see the thing about, you know, the politics, you know, that's their job. They're going to do, you know, they're going to run. Democrat, Republicans, they're going to do their job. They understand what this game is. They understand why but it seems like society, when we are super political, it just becomes like, I'm done talking to you. It's like, whoa, they still, I'm sure if they talk, even though, you know, you got Biden and you got Trump, I'm most certain that they run and say hi to each other when they're out and about. They're not like, hey, it's just, we play, I don't know why I don't know what society paints us of, like, what the media shows is like, oh, you should not stop talking to people because you have, if they're not Democrats, I don't want nothing to do, you know, if you're not a Republican, we're good. And it's actually ridiculous.
I agree.
It should be healthy, and like you can agree, you can disagree, and come to terms, and even if you don't understand and don't see the eye to eye, that's your belief. Doesn't mean you're not a good person.
Right.
But for some reason, you got people online like, I'm laying the line in the sand. I'm done with people who are Republican. Like, I've seen posts like this, and it's actually crazy.
I think it takes a lot to be able to see beyond a person's political view for the person that you know them before you knew their political views. I think for some people it's very challenging. I know I'm being honest. I was one of those people where I was like, oh my God, this is your political choice. I don't know how to feel about you. And then I had to stop myself. And I was like, wait a minute. Before I knew this person's political view, I had no issues with that person. Why is this piece of information affecting me so much that I am now changing my mind about this person as a whole? Because I never had an issue with that person interpersonally. They've never disrespected me. They've never lied to me. They've never done anything to me. What they are receiving from whatever political view that they're after is their own prerogative. And what I had to understand for myself was, look, what we hear, what we see, everything that's out there in the world is a big game. It's not very clear cut. And whoever is, I mean, that's what politics is. They're so crafty with their words. They are able to convince you that their truth is your truth.
Right,
and if
right.
it resonates with you, by all means, right? Then
Right.
that's your choice. But this is exactly why I choose to stay out of politics completely. And a lot of people don't get that. They're like, oh my God, how can you not be involved in the politics? Like, you're one of those people who chooses to put your head in the sand. I don't think so.
Right.
I
I understand why people actually have that say that, because and I have to learn this because I thought about it. I was like, you know what, this actually makes sense. When I was talking to some guy and I was like, I asked him a question. I said, so do you share your views of just life online with on your platform? And he says, well, he's like, I personally don't think I have to share it online. He's like, online is not, why does that validate me and make me feel like, okay, now I'm sharing it online. I can show you this is what I'm doing. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean I'm not actually, I don't have something that I believe in. And it made me think, like, that's true. You don't have to your head's not in the sand if you don't post it online. Like, you know what I mean? You can have those views, without sharing that online. Doesn't mean that you're avoiding the situation. You're just probably not putting your private, like, it's private, and that's okay. It doesn't mean your head's in the sand, though. But I think people feel like social media is, if you don't share social media, what you think and who you are, then you're not a good person. And
no,
that's completely false.
I'm talking about when you don't take a side.
Well, yeah, I know, right? Which means, like, how do I know that you're not taking it? Like, how would I know just because you didn't post doesn't mean like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not taking a side. You don't have to share that with me or online.
Right.
You can share that with people. I think it's I think it's bizarre that people feel like if I don't see you doing that, then you must take a side. Says who? Says who? Like, where do we get this lie from? Who's taught us this? Like, it's really
a game
bizarre.
of words.
Yeah,
it just is. But I think it's the way I see it. I feel like it's a very dirty game. Yeah. There is, I follow this one lady. She ran politically, so she's very adept in what politics are all about. But what I respect about her is she looks at politics very honestly, and she does say there is no love in politics. It is a dirty game, and you should accept that. If you're going to be in it, you need to understand that it's not a clean-cut game. So I understand that for me personally, and so I'm like, I don't like to get involved in something that I don't necessarily see value in or believe that it's running smoothly and in the best interest of humanity.
That's true.
There's a lot of words shared. Everybody says things, but very little bit of that is actually followed through. But people seem to be very adamant about, oh my God, feel very strongly about things. And some people are probably cut out for that kind of thing, and some aren't. Like, some people are sports oriented and some aren't. We don't see anybody cutting people's heads off if you're in sports or not, right?
Right.
Just putting it out there. I mean, just Can't we all just get along?
That's all we're saying, guys. Let's not let this pandemic or whatever we're in affect our like true long-lasting relationships that we have with friends and people in our lives. Let's not do that. Let's not let this political stuff get to us, because I think it's, at the end of the day, I can respect people who have different, views on, like we said, case in point, you said religion. Someone who, like, I have a lot of friends that I might don't understand way of living or life or what they believe, but it's fine. Doesn't mean that I hate you. Do you know what I'm saying? Or we can't be friends or have something else in common, or, so I just feel like we just have to be kind to one another, respect each other's choices that we, and the way we live.
I think for me, it's the ability to accept a person for who they are, even if you don't share the same belief system in certain arenas, unless it's a question of morals. But that you would know when you build a relationship, right? That has nothing to do with politics.
Yes.
But somehow I feel that maybe morals and politics start to kind of intertwine. Maybe that's what causes that rift.
Yeah.
Because they feel like you are of different set of morals all of a sudden if you're following a certain way in the political world.
Yep.
I mean, if I were to truly get into my feelings about people's choices in politics, half of my friends, including my husband, would not be in my life. Okay? Just to put it in perspective.
Right.
So I think it takes a very strong person to understand that, look, nothing personal. Enjoy your personal relationship with that individual without having to get your feelings involved in politics, because there are no feelings in politics. They don't feel when they make their, choices. They make you feel, and you feel with your friend, and you're the one fighting with your friends when they're the ones winning in politics. How does that make any sense? Right?
Right. I like it. And on that note, I think that you well said. I have nothing to add. Just like she said, let's just be kind to one another, guys, and respect each other's, way of living, That's it, period. You can all get along. I mean, like, case in point, guys, this woman right here that I'm talking to, I mean, I love her, and there's a lot of things I don't like. I'm kidding.
We have our debates. We have our disagreements. Oh my God.
But we love each other.
Sometimes somebody has to physically separate us.
Oh, right.
Go on.
Anyway, I was gonna wrap it around and say, but you're my girl. That's fine. I accept you in all of the colors.
Goes without saying.
You know what I'm saying?
And all of my colors. You see, she calls my flaws my colors because they are colorful.
Period. Oh my God, you're
Thank
funny.
you, honey. I love you too.
I love you too. Oh, wait, yo.
I'll tell her. I'll tell her. Girl, you get on my nerves.
Yeah, and I respect that.
But hey, I love you anyway.
Yeah,
and
right.
That's the end of it.
That's the end of it. That's what
I mean, we've gotten into some heated debates.
Oh, man.
We have. But if we just learn to agree to disagree.
Right. Yes.
Thank you guys for watching. Please comment, share, subscribe, whatever. All of the above. We will see you next week. Until then, remember,
the better it gets.
The better it gets.
Bye, guys.